Self-esteem can shift from moment to moment and day to day. Sometimes, your sense of self-worth is high, you'll feel like nothing can bring you down. Shortly afterward, your mind may become flooded with negative thoughts. Maybe you start scrolling through social media with ample self-confidence after a great post, but soon after, you feel it plummet. You can feel this change in your self-esteem several times a day, even within the same hour. Having high self-esteem takes energy every single day. It can be exhausting. And research shows that the constant pursuit of high self-esteem isn't healthy. Commit to improving your well-being by learning how to improve self-esteem without making it your top priority. Self-esteem is the opinion you have about yourself and your abilities. It can be influenced by factors like your confidence, your identity, and your sense of belonging. Self-esteem can be high, low, or somewhere in between. Many different factors lower your self-esteem. Those factors might be things like people in your life or your environment or mindset. Understanding what causes your self-esteem to drop helps you make an action plan on how you will help it thrive and build your self-awareness. When you have low self-esteem, your mental health can suffer. Frequent negative self-talk can harm your mental health. People with poor self-esteem are very critical of themselves. They have difficulty moving past challenges and mistakes. It may lead to people isolating themselves because they want to protect their self-esteem. It's no easy task to build self-esteem, but achieving a healthy level of self-esteem can make a difference to your well-being. Take a look at these 7 tactics to help bolster your self-esteem. Before we continue, please kindly subscribe to Realist Brother channel for inspirational, motivational, educational and spiritual contents. 7 simple tactics to bolster your self-esteem. 1. Stop comparing yourself to others. Your progress and self-worth shouldn't be connected to how well other people are doing. There will always be someone better at something than you, but that doesn't mean you're not good at what you do, or good enough. It's not easy to stop comparing yourself to others. But staying away from social media can help this effort. If you do scroll, remind yourself that people only share the best, most flattering parts of their life online. Don't let likes on a photo dictate your self-worth. Practice an occasional digital detox to reduce your exposure. Appreciate your differences compared to others, but remember that you're not in competition with anyone else's progress. As we all do have different unique DNA which represents us, we are all brought to life with special personalities and abilities we alone possess. Focus on yourself and take others out of your league. 2. Forgive yourself for your past thoughts. As you work to build your self-esteem, you need to forgive yourself for how you treated yourself before. You can't move forward with your progress without accepting that you used to judge yourself and others harshly. It's a hard habit to break. Acknowledging this weakness exercises self-compassion and resilience by helping you see yourself clearly. You're building a more solid foundation when you choose to have a healthier relationship with yourself. If our past mistakes interfere with our peace of mind in the present, our self-esteem lowers, putting one in a state of no motivation of self. One of the first steps in learning how to forgive yourself is to focus on your emotions. Before you can move forward, you need to acknowledge and process your emotions. Give yourself permission to recognize and accept the feelings that have been triggered in you and welcome them. Think of each mistake as a learning experience. 3. Write out a list of things you admire about yourself. It can be challenging to sit down and think about our admirable traits, even awkward. But acknowledging your skills or things you like about yourself can improve your self-talk. Try keeping a journal of things you've done that you enjoyed or admired. Gratitude journals also work wonders for improving your outlook on life and recognizing what you have to be thankful for. Don't just write down any positive affirmation you come across. Instead, look for relevant affirmations and consider how to accept yourself. What is it that you appreciate and admire? Remember these attributes when you notice your mind fills with negative thoughts. Avoid generic mantras and focus on phrases meaningful to you. Stop being a people pleaser. There's nothing inherently wrong with being nice or kind to someone else. In fact, it's a pretty valuable trait. But it can also be something we do to avoid disappointing others or put pressure on ourselves to live up to an ideal image. A lot of people pleasers consciously choose to act this way because they are afraid of upsetting others. It is a great way to avoid conflict, but in the long run it will leave you feeling drained and unhappy. It's hard to be true to yourself when you're always changing your actions and words based on what you think other people want. People with poor self-esteem can feel obligated to say yes to requests. They often put helping others before their own mental health. This can lead to being easily overwhelmed, whether that's at work or in your personal life. That, in turn, causes a lot of stress. It's nice to be helpful and supportive when you can, but your self-esteem eventually suffers when you tie your self-worth to how much you do for others. The most important thing to remember about your behavior is to stay true to yourself. Avoid doing something just because it'll make you look good in someone else's eyes, and stick to what you know is right for you. If you've been put on the spot and asked to do something that you don't feel comfortable with, don't be afraid to stand your ground. It shows that you are strong enough to make your own decisions. 5. Step outside your comfort zone. Those with low self-esteem tend to avoid challenges and new opportunities. This can be due to fears or self-doubt. But when you succeed in any big or small way, you show yourself that you can persevere through rough moments. Stepping outside your comfort zone doesn't mean that you have to throw yourself into highly uncomfortable situations. It means you're willing to try new things even if you enter difficult situations. Challenge yourself by picking one thing you've always wanted to do and doing it. This can be anything from learning how to play the piano to learning a new language or running a marathon. Traveling is one of the best ways to step out of your comfort zone. It's not only fun, but it's also eye-opening. Traveling also exposes you to the natural wonders of the world and makes you gain a deeper appreciation for nature and the environment. 6. Let go of negative people. It's one thing to let go of negative thoughts, but have you thought about letting negative people go? The people you surround yourself with have a big impact on your mood and level of self-esteem. If people constantly remind you of your flaws, make fun of your mistakes, or fill you with self-doubt, you'll have poor self-esteem. But letting those influences go will allow more positive encouragement and kinder thoughts to help grow your self-esteem. And once you identify someone's toxic traits, it's hard to see past them. People cannot control what happens to them, but they can control how they react. Toxic people focus on the negative things, and they cannot see that they have control over their own mindsets. They push the blame onto everyone else around them. Their reactions to situations are usually based on strong emotions, rather than taking a step back, taking a deep breath, and thinking long and hard about how they can fix the problem without causing more harm to themselves and those around them. If a person is only trying to make you feel bad, don't give them any more power than they already have. The next time they start talking negatively about you, walk away with as much grace as possible. It will make you feel like the bigger person if you can leave without reacting, because you won't be feeding into their desire for attention. 7. Celebrate your wins. Victories come in all sizes, and you should celebrate them all. Did you practice some positive self-talk today? Did you banish some negative beliefs or face one of your fears? Acknowledge those feelings of confidence and pride, and embrace them. It'll help your self-confidence grow and show you that building self-esteem helps you feel more comfortable with yourself. Celebrating small wins stimulates dopamine release in the brain, a feel-good chemical that reinforces the learning experience and strengthens our sense of connection to those we work with. Change and growth are promoted through positive emotions more than through disciplined practice. Celebrating doesn't mean it has to be this extravagant party or an expensive gift. There are many ways to practice this habit that is easy to incorporate into your everyday lives. Starting a success journal, taking a day to pamper yourself, or go out to dinner with loved ones are easy ways to celebrate. Sometimes just taking a day to do something you love that you don't always have time to do is just what you need to celebrate. Here are the 7 simple ways to bolster your self-esteem. Lovely viewers, if you enjoyed this video, please kindly support Realist Brother channel by subscribing and liking this video. Help your friends and families watch this video by sharing to them. See you in the next video. Thank you.